What's up everybody, my name's Big Cam and welcome back to another trailer reaction, and today we will be discussing the second trailer, or maybe first official trailer, and that other one was a teaser trailer for James Cameron's Avatar 3, Avatar Fire in Ash. Oof, the first two Avatar movies are incredible, stunning, beautiful movies, and the story's incredible as well, but most of the fact for me is that the visuals in these movies are so incredible. Like Avatar 1, for a decade I kept just putting on my TV, not even necessarily because I wanted to watch it, just because I had a really nice TV, but not every movie had colors that would show off that really nice TV, you know what I mean? So like, I found myself always putting on this movie to like see the colors, but also like to use the TV as it's supposed to be used, with like as much visual currency coming out of it, you know what I mean? Like it looks a lot better when you got a really good movie playing on it, you know what I mean? But this Avatar Fire and Ash trailer was so good, I was going to do a breakdown, or just, you know, spend most of my day doing a Marvel Zombies, you know, all 4 episode big chunky breakdown, but I'm gonna let people watch that over the weekend, and that video will be coming out probably Tuesday of next week, so I'll be doing that over the weekend, doing Marvel Zombies for the people that want to catch up on that. But let's jump right on into this trailer. It's a really good one, and let's just start reacting and pointing out things that I noticed, because oh boy, this Varang character, she seems really fiery and dark, and you know, the more I find out about her, the more I'm fascinated and I want to know more, you know what I mean? And this movie, the more we find out about it, the more interested I am, and the more I am dying to see it. But we're only a couple months out. This film's coming out in December, so let's jump right on into this trailer and see what it has to offer.
This is the only pure thing in this world. The fire came from the mountain, burnt our forest. My people cried for help. But Ava did not come.
Ooh, 20th Century Studios, Lightstorm Entertainment. Ooh. My people cried out for help as they were burning alive, but Awa did not come, right? So this seems like this woman prayed to Awa in her time of need and didn't get the same kind of prayers that got answered the way that they did for Jake Sully, you know what I mean? Like, remember the first movie? I'm getting chills thinking about it, and teary going, Awa has heard you! You know, like, this poor Varang bitch, I don't think Awa has ever heard her, and, you know, she's like, fire is the only pure thing in this world, and, you know, fire's natural element, right, that, hard to stop once it gets going, you know what I mean? Especially if it's got things that can burn in its path, you know what I mean? Like trees. There's a reason forest fires are a thing. A little fire starts and all of a sudden the whole thing's on fire. Like, fire is a deadly element. But in this lady's hand, it could be even deadlier, but it looks like her home tree got burned down from a fire that came from the mountain. So like a volcano melted away her home tree, if you would, her home. And, you know, her people were crying for help and they didn't answer. So now she is what they, you know, worship. You know, she's like this opposite of Awa. She's like this demon, devil deity that is worshipped in fire and ash. Ooh. On to the next portion of this trailer.
This world goes much deeper than you imagine.
Oof. So we see shots of, I think that's Loak, is I believe his name, Jake Sully's son, and his little girlfriend were like, you know, playing on his whale, Payakan. I love that we're gonna have more of the water tribe in this second movie, but it also seems like we're heading back to the air like the first movie with the, what do you call those, the mounts, you know what I mean, the Ikran, there it is. And I love that there's, you know, the water tribe, the rainforest tree tribe that we met in the first movie, and then it looks like we're meeting an air nomad tribe in this movie, and then the fire people. So we're getting 2 more groups of Na'vi people introduced in this movie, as we see Loak flying up to these nomad air tribe people, and we see Spider on the ship, like looking around, seeing how it works as they're like pulling ropes of some kind. And I wonder if it's kind of like a ship, or if it's kind of like Pyacon and it's more like a creature, and they like put this like basket on the creature and that's how they fly around type shit. I don't know, but it's fascinating that there's now this whole tribe that is like almost in hot air balloons type shit, just floating around Pandora, you know, so crazy. But then we hear Jake Sully say this world goes much deeper than you imagine. And it looks like there's another child maybe behind him sleeping. Maybe that's Kiari or Kiri. And then we see Sigourney Weaver's character, who I believe is Kiri. I haven't seen this movie in a while, so bear with me if I'm getting the names wrong. But, you know, Sigourney Weaver's character, he's like, this world goes much deeper than you can imagine. And we see her at the Awa underwater tree that we saw in the second movie, and it all lights up at once. And it's like, yeah, no, what is this world of Pandora? And how are we 3 movies in mysteries on this planet are still unfolding in crazy ways? Like, oh, these movies are so good. And then Pyacon, and they're like standing in the water, like maybe on like their own whale or something. But then like we see the actual scale of these creatures as one of these whales comes out of the water, and it looks so big in front of them. But then like the sun is like setting, and it's like this dusk light as these whales all come up in a circle around them. Like, what kind of ritual is this? Or are they asking the whales for help or something? I don't know, but this is a great shot here. And then it says, from director James Cameron, on to the next portion of this trailer.
Protect your sisters, yes sir. Stay in the cover. What does that always say?
Sully stick together.
No, the other one.
Sully never quits.
That's right. Sully's never quit.
Ooh, this December, Sully's never quit. And Sully's always stick together. I love that, how he looks at Loak and goes, protect your sisters. And he actually listens this time. Because last movie, he said, protect your brother, protect your sisters type shit. And then they ran off, you know, being teenage boys. And by the end of that movie, spoilers for anybody that hasn't seen Way of Water, he loses his brother, and Jake Sully loses one of his kids. So they're getting attacked by the fire tribe in Varang, it looks like. They're like on the back of Ikran flying in. Varang looks to have a very cool looking Ikran, like a very custom looking Ikran just for her. And he's like, protect your sisters. And he's like, you know, actually, I need to protect you. Get in cover. We see Spider protecting Sigourney Weaver's character with a bow and arrow at one point. So maybe Spider's joining the fight as well. And Varang's shooting like a fire arrow, or like a bomb arrow at one of these hot air balloon nomad tribe creature things. And when it hits like the top of this jellyfish dome, it like blows up. So maybe it is kind of like a hot air balloon, and they're like pumping gas into it to like make it float. And then when fire hits it, it explodes, because Sully's like bouncing on top of this thing like it's a hot air balloon that's like deflating, and then he's sliding down the side of it. But then we see like a little wing as he's sliding down the side of it. So like, is this a creature, or is this like a raft? Is this like a hot air balloon, or is this like a Ikran type of animal thing that they're flying on? I don't know. But either way, friggin' Varang just shot a bomb at it. Poor thing. But the Sullys are sticking together, and I hope they never quit, and I hope nothing bad happens to the rest of that Sully gang, because if Jake and Neytiri lose another child in this movie, I'm gonna be friggin' heartbroken. It's gonna be tough. But on to the next portion of the trailer, and a very interesting part of the trailer.
How do you still live?
What if every human being on Earth could live here without a mask? Then the Na'vi people will be gone. Whoa.
Oh my goodness, what is happening? So it looks like Spider is going through the same process trying to like get transferred into a Na'vi body that Jake Sully did, but Jake Sully had an Avatar body to transfer into. So it looks like Spider here is going through that process, but you know, he like was dying or got shot or something, and then Varang looks at him like, how do you still live? And then now he doesn't have to wear a mask and he can breathe the Na'vi Pandora air. And Jake's like talking to probably Norm, and he's like, what if every human being on Earth could live here without a mask? Then the Na'vi people would be gone. You know, they would come and just take over, right? Like one of their biggest weaknesses is that they can take off their mask and they die in seconds. You know, so what if now they don't have to worry about that problem? The humans can just come there, wipe out the Na'vi people, and then just live on this planet and just make it like an Earth 2.0 if they can just live here no problem. Ooh, this could be causing some big problems through the next two movies. But then at the end of that clip, we also see a human spider using his like hair. Now he has like tentacles thing, so maybe he gets that through the Na'vi transition or whatever, and now he's able to breathe their air, so maybe now he has this weird tentacle braid thing that he can now use to hook up to Elu or Ikron and animals just like Jake Sully did, but now a human is hooking up to those things. Not like an Avatar sky person, a full-on human is hooking up to this. This is crazy stuff that James Cameron's introducing in a trailer. Nuts. But on to the next portion of this trailer.
You want to spread your fire across the world. You need me.
Oh shit balls. Fuck, I knew Quaritch would be back, and it looks like Varang hooks up her braid to him, and their braids at the middle start to glow purple. She's like doing this fire ritual with her troops, and they're like jumping through the fire, so they really are the fire and ash people. They really worship the fire, play in it, you know, all types of shit. But the fire itself, like the sparks and the embers flying around, look really good for a scene that has 100% CGI characters in it. You know what I mean? Like James Cameron just once again pushing the envelope. Like, oh, in the second movie we figured out water. In the third movie I decided to take on the challenge to figure out fire. So here we are. Now we have water, fire, and then what's he gonna do in the fourth movie? I don't know. Rock? More Avatar element stuff? I don't know. But it looks like, you know, she is spinning these little blade things in front of this fire, and she looks like such a cool character, and he's sitting there looking at her, and he's shirtless, so it's like they were hooking up or something maybe, and he's like, you want to spread your fire across the world? You need me. And it looks like he brings his military troops, and it's going to be the military with Quaritch in the Na'vi body, and Varang versus Jake Sully and our family. Ooh, God, this is getting good. Next part of the trailer, let's go.
We must fight! I call upon the warrior mother.
Oh, shit! Fuck yeah, dude. Oh, friggin' Taruk Makto returns. He was one of my favorite parts of the first movie. That giant red beast of a friggin' flying creature. So it looks like our boy Jake Sully has to go back and go get Taruk Makto for this fight. It's such a big fight that he needs him in the skies. And we see more of him in a second, but I just thought it was a sick part. You know, Loak's looking at the rest of the water tribe, and it looks like all the whales, and he's like, we must fight. And then we look at their task they're going up against in this massive new boat, and it's dropping a bunch of boats into the water, and a bunch of crab things are like, let's go, let's go. Little crab machines looking to fight, and then it looks like one of those crab machines underwater is getting, you know, the pilot's now getting drowned because Kate Winslet's character is stabbing the glass, and Sigourney Weaver's character, Kiari, I think is her name, and she says underwater, she's like, I call upon the warrior mother, and it looks like she just the same way that, like, you know, he called for like Awa's help, and she sent all the animals in the, you know, in the first movie and the Ikron to help him, and Neytiri was like, Awa has heard you. It looks like we're gonna get that moment here from Kiari's character, and she's going to be sending like squid and all these other type of Pandora water species creatures after them. Like, oh, this ending part was so epic that I had to cut it in half because I was like, oh my god, Turok Makto, like the fucking giant red thing, like, oh god, he's so cool. I have the Lego version of him down in my basement. He's awesome. But the final portion of this trailer and just the hype as we get into the end of this, I was like, buy my ticket now. Put me in a seat in the theater. I am ready for this film. But let's watch the end of this trailer. Oh, December 19th. I can't believe this film is almost here and that we've gotten now 3 Avatar films. Oh, I can't wait to go back and do a rewatch of 1 and 2 before this movie and, you know, just experience it all over again. But like that last shot of Turok Makto soaring down, grabbing a plane and like twisting around and throwing it as Sully's on his back going, "Argh!" You know, like it felt exactly like the shot from the first movie. I almost thought it was the shot from the first movie. It wasn't from this movie, but it is, you know, because he looks different. You know, even though he's kind of got the same war paint and stuff on his face, he's still Turok Makto, you know, the rider of Turok Makto, or is he Turok Makto, or is the, I don't know, either way, you get the point. He's, you know, he's the ultimate Turok Makto rider of the Ekrons, and he flies this giant beast, and I hope that giant beast doesn't die in this movie, but it looks like he's taking out a helicopter thing, you know, and Neytiri's shooting an arrow at the beginning of that into one of like the giant ship things, and then it looks like on back of Ekron are fighting, and their Ekrons are trying to bite at Neytiri and stuff, and it looks like Neytiri has an arrow in her back, and then Quaritch is looking at Spider, and Spider's holding like a crossbow, and he's like, I'll kill you, I swear, you know, and he's saying that to his birth father, you know, because I think Quaritch is his real dad, even though Na'vi Quaritch isn't necessarily, but you know, the mind, same, it's complicated, but he's pointing a bow at his dad saying, I'll kill you, I swear, you know, and he looks like maybe he's defending somebody behind him, so maybe that's Sully that's hurt there, and Spider's like protecting him or something, I don't know. But then we see this great shot of that's maybe Loak, but maybe it's Jake Sully, but there he's holding on to a wing of Pyakon or one of these whales, and he's like shooting as the whale like twists and flips over the water, and he's just kind of like, you know, holding on but shooting, killing these guys on a boat. Like, there are such great shots in this trailer, and this trailer is only like 2.5 minutes. What is the movie gonna be that's 3.5 hours long? Like, oh my good god. James Cameron, I love your movies. I love the Avatar movies, but this second one and this third one are about to break my mind all over again. Like, I was in the theaters watching the second one, absolutely losing my mind at how good it looked, and then I'm sitting next to my mother in that theater, and as Pyakon, and if you guys know, you know, if not, spoilers I guess for the second movie, Way of Water, Pyakon, the whale, in the second movie comes up and like kind of backflops onto a boat and then tail whips a guy and like flips the thing over and starts like fucking them up, and then like frees Loak and like starts helping them, and it's a whale. And me and my mother were like, yeah, yeah, throw an uppercut with the tail, with the head, with the tail, you know, like we're like sitting there like it's a boxing match or a UFC fight, like screaming at the screen like, yeah, you know, like we were absolutely loving it. And my sister's next to us looking like we're crazy people, which we are, but like, hey, we were passionate about Pyakon and that whale, and I still stand by it. That whale is the best part of that second movie, and that second movie is highly emotional, you know, like James Cameron didn't just make it like, oh, we're doing a sequel just to grab another $1 billion. He made a sequel, he made just as compelling a story, and then he pushed the visuals so far ahead. Like, that movie was 10 years in the making, pretty much because he wanted to do water in the second movie, and they didn't have the technology for it. So this guy made from scratch the technology so that he could make this film. So now he's got like this proprietary technology for filming underwater, and he's like, oh yeah, no, I just did it with the $1 billion that the first movie made. I pretty much spent that $1 billion making the second. So like the second movie had to make like $1.5 billion to earn money, like to be profitable, and I think it did. So now he's like, oh great, I already filmed the third one, so now the third one and the second one, all the money we made from these two, I'll then use that money to then make Avatar 4 and 5. Wonderful. And he's like, I feel great, I feel healthy, so I'm not going to pass the torch on to anybody at the current moment. And James Cameron is thinking about directing 4 and 5 himself still, so I think, James Cameron, do whatever the fuck you want, but continue to make movies, good sir, because anything you touch and anything you put your mind to comes out great, whether it's T2 Judgment Day, Aliens, or Avatar. This man, Titanic, I mean, this man crushes it, and I love his work. I love Avatar. I hope you guys loved watching this trailer breakdown and seeing my reaction to it, and if there's anything that I didn't call out or notice in this trailer, please let me know down in the comment section below, or you can message me on my other social medias. Links for those down in the description below. Bigg Cam, 2 G's in the Big, pretty much anywhere. Just find this face and you can talk to me, chat with me. I'd love to talk more Avatar, Fire, and Ash with you. And if you've made it this far in the video and you'd like to support the channel, the best way of doing that is sharing this video with a friend, liking this video, commenting down in the comment section below, subscribing if you haven't already, and make sure you hit that bell so you don't miss future videos and you get the notifications when those come out, and you'll get the notifications if we'll talk in any more Avatar, Fire, and Ash. And we definitely will be doing a movie review in December when this comes out, December 19th. I can't wait. Oh, it's just a few months out, but it can't come soon enough for me. I really am so excited, and I appreciate every single one of you for sticking this far into the video, and I will see you beautiful people in the next one. Peace!